vehicles, you can see, but they were unable to save him. Viewers, we have news coming in with regards to the BJP has taken action against its MLA Raja Singh, and it has suspended him after he made remarks yesterday over which he was arrested. We have seen how a number of press conferences have been held by Asaduddin Owaisi and co over this, and the BJP very quickly jumping to action. It has suspended its Telangana MLA T Raja Singh, and I quote the letter which says, "To Shri T Raja Singh, you have expressed views contrary to the party's position on various matters, which is in clear violation of the constitution of the BJP. I have been directed to convey to you that pending further inquiry, you are suspended from the party." We have Niranjan joining us from the newsroom for more on this. Niranjan, the BJP has acted swiftly. Tell us more.
Well, this is a big controversy. In fact, the BJP has acted against Raja Singh. The BJP has acted against Raja. The controversial leader has been suspended, and they've just this is the second time that they've suspended a leader. The first time around they suspended Nupur Sharma, and now they've suspended Raja, this very controversial MLA, over a controversial remark that he made, and he was brazening this remark out as well, and the BJP has just suspended him. We've accessed the letter. The letter by the BJP's Central Disciplinary Committee says, Shri Raja Singh ji, you have expressed views contrary to the party's position on various matters, which is in clear violation of rule number 25 of the constitution of the BJP. I have been directed to convey to you that pending further inquiry, you are suspended from the party and from your responsibilities or assignments, if any, with immediate effect. So that's the breaking news update. He's just been suspended. Aneri is also live with me. In fact, we were just talking to Owaisi a few minutes back. I'm going to play out that interview. We questioned him on the action. And just when we were asking him also about the controversial statements that were made by this AIMIM leader, he sort of, just got up from the interview. But I'm going to go across to Aneri as well. The BJP has just taken action in the case of Raja. He's been suspended, and it's the second leader, in fact, the third leader who's faced action from the BJP. They've taken action against two more controversial leaders in the past, including Naveen Jindal, controversial comments. And then you had action against Naveen Jindal and then Nupur Sharma, and this is the third leader, H. Raja, who faces action from the BJP, disciplinary action for making a controversial comment. Krishna Sagar Rao of the BJP joining us on the phone line. Mr. Rao, your party colleague has been suspended by your own party. This is the third leader who's been suspended. Could he have avoided that comment? Was it needed?
See, as I've been saying from the morning, Bharatiya Janata Party is a national party with a clear-cut framework of what is admissible and what is not in a public discourse. We are a party which is much above the pettiness of communal abuse and hate. So if people who are within our party, they have to be abiding by the framework of the party, and the party will otherwise take due course to correct the course. So whatever has happened is unfortunate. T. Raja Singh is an elected representative. He should have been careful, but the party has taken the decision.
Now, but H. Raja is not new to controversial comments, Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao. Even you know that, right? Now, my limited point is you can question the AIMIM, you can question Owaisi's party, his leaders, etc., for the controversial comments that they made in return. But the moot question is, why make such controversial comments in the first place?
See, this is not whataboutery. It is about the framework in which a party operates. And as a national party, we have a clear framework of do's and don'ts. And, adults have to take decisions for which there will be consequences. So it is not about just one individual. It is about the overall party, and people have to be careful about what they say and how they say it.
Yes, okay, Krishna Sagar Rao. Now the question also arises: is there people are asking if there is an attempt to sort of polarize before the elections in Telangana? Whether this is a part of a deliberate strategy to sort of polarize and divide ahead of the elections?
It is deliberate ploy by TRS party and MIM together to ensure that you paint BJP with a communal color and paint BJP with a notion that we are socially charging and instigating communities, which is completely false. But they're trying to
Mr. Rao, Mr. Rao, be with me. Mr. Rao, be with me. Let me get the first response of the TRS. Bachchu Srinivas of the TRS also joining us on the phone line. Bachchu Srinivas, the BJP has suspended its leader, H. Raja.
Hello?
Mr. Bachchu Srinivas, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I was asking you, what have you, I mean, now that the BJP has responded this particular leader, H. Raja, will your party also
Raja
ask
Singh,
for action against those raising Sartan Se Juda statements?
He is Mr. Raja Singh actually.
Yes, Raja Singh, whatever his name is, Raja, H. Raja, Raja Singh, yes.
No, recently you observe whoever the comment on particular religion from Bharatiya Janata Party, from the beginning, you take from Nupur Sharma onward, they provoke, they make them to speak, they try to do the controversial things throughout the nation and particular religion. They want to make the partition and they do such kind of things, and immediately they suspend their own people for tentatively, not permanently. They never suspend. For the sake of the people, they get for the opposing of the people. They, for the sake of the people, they temporarily they suspend from their party. Again, they take into their party. They'll continue as their legislature. If really Raja Singh is suspended from the party, he has to resign from his legislative. As the MLA also, he has to resign now. This is our demand.
Yeah, but you know, where is this going to end? Where is this going to end? Because you had one controversial comment being made. One controversial comment being made.
BJP is never...
No, but they've suspended, you can question them, but I also want to ask you about this AIMIM leaders who are making controversial comments, saying Sartan Se Juda and all of that. Will you arrest them as well?
No, at least...
Are such comments allowed?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I'm able to hear you.
I'm asking you if Sartan Se Juda statements are allowed. Whether such statements are allowed, because nobody who's raised that comment under your watch has been arrested so far, if I'm not wrong.
No, I'm not getting exactly enough. See, if really whoever they comment in Hyderabad, especially in Telangana state, we never excuse. They try to do any kind of violence, such comments, they try to make any violence in this state, we never excuse. Either they may be MIM or BJP or whoever they may be. This is our stand.
Yes, but no action has been taken, Mr. Bachchu Srinivas. No action has been taken so far against this AIMIM corporator whose videos come where he's heard chanting Sartan Se Juda slogan.
Definitely we'll take the action against whoever it may be. They are MIM or AIM, whoever. Any M we never leave. We definitely take the action against them. Now Raja Singh, the Honorable MLA is from BJP, is arrested, and immediately they are also going to be arrested if they are trying to do any kind of violence in the state. We never excuse. Even Mr. Bandi Sanjay is also arrested because he is also protesting in Janagama, where he is also trying to do the violence in the state. All they are provoking to do the violence. Then we never excuse anybody else. Since last 8.5 years, there is a lot of peace and harmony. There is no violence in this state. That kind of measures are taken by the Telangana government. If really either MIM or any BJP are doing any communal disturbances, we don't leave anybody here.
Yes, and okay, Bachchu Srinivas, thank you for joining us as a TRS spokesperson. But the breaking news now coming in into our newsrooms. The BJP has been forced to take action against one of its own leaders again, H. Raja Singh, H. Raja. We've accessed the letter. T Raja Singh, sorry. His name is T Raja Singh. And you had the controversial video where this leader is heard making a speech against TRS, against some comments that were made also by Munawar Farooqi, a comedian who was being allowed into Hyderabad. And that story escalated and he made some controversial comments and he's been suspended. Aneri is also joining us. Aneri, overnight there were protests in Hyderabad, but in response to one controversial comment, more controversial comments were made. Were any of those people arrested?
Well, not yet, Niranjan. The controversial comments which were made by the protesters who were staging protests there, giving out slogans like "Sartan se juda" and such other statements which were made, slogans which were raised by these people who were staging protests last night. We had seen a massive protest which was taking place in various police stations, especially if we talk about the old city area. There also we had seen that black flag protests were taking place in the Charminar area, but no arrest has been made yet on that angle. But yes, as of now, what the breaking development is that the BJP MLA T Raja Singh has been suspended from the party. Well, earlier in the morning, he was arrested by the police officials, by the Hyderabad City Police. Raja Singh was arrested, but also at the same time, let me tell you that before he was arrested, there was one more video which he had released stating that when people like Munawar Farooqi insults Lord Ram and Sita Ma, then why don't they take any sort of action? How do they comment on such things? And when we make such comments, why there's action on us is what Raja Singh had to state before he was arrested. There was a video which was released, and also now we see that the BJP has taken action against the BJP MLA from Goshamel, Raja Singh. He has been suspended from the party, and also at the same time we saw AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi condemning the statement which was made, and also at the same time he had hit out
I'm getting in more reactions right now. Rashid Alvi of the Congress party joining us on the phone line. Rashid Alvi, the BJP has suspended another leader, Raja Singh. There are more controversial comments made. Do you think all parties should crack down on people who make such hate comments?
It is all right. I appreciate this decision. I am told he has already been arrested also.
Yes.
But what is happening in this country? Why it is happening? It is happening only by BJP's rule. It has never happened earlier. How can you abuse, how can you insult any prophet, any Devi, any Devta? Why Nupur has not been arrested so far? Why legal action has not been taken against her? So, this is basically strategy of Bharatiya Janata Party, but anyhow, at last, they have decided to suspend him. I appreciate this decision, but BJP and this government should be very strict as far as such happenings are concerned.
But do you think, last night, Mr. Rashid Alvi, there were some Sartan se juda statements, slogans that were raised by some political parties we are hearing, of which there was an AIMIM corporator as well. Do you think all these parties must now act?
No, what MIM is doing, I am not the spokesperson or leader of MIM. You should ask this question from MIM.
What is your view? No, I'm asking what is your view when such comments are made, calling for beheading?
My view is very clear. If anybody insults any Devi Devta, any religion, strict action should be taken. Such action should be taken. Nobody should dare to do in future. This is my view. Whether it is Nupur Sharma or any Muslim or any Hindu. And media should also support this view. Unfortunately,
is also joining us.
Most of...
Asif, can you hear me? Asif, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Please go on.
No. Should all parties now start acting against leaders who make such comments? The BJP has suspended this controversial leader called Raja Singh. What about the AIMIM? Do you think they should also act on these leaders who raise these chants calling for beheading?
See, the people have like anger on that, but they have like the sentiments and emotion has been hurt of the community. It's not only the Muslims, the Hindus were there part of the protest because Hyderabad is a peaceful city. BJP, there is a by-election here in Telangana. There is a roadmap which BJP has decided to have a communal rights. That's the reason this hate-monger statements are coming from the BJP.
Let me repeat my question. Asif, let me repeat my question. Asif, let me repeat my question. See, Asif, no comment against any religion is acceptable. There should be a zero tolerance to any such thing, any such comment, any such leader, any such party. There should be action across the board, right? There should be action. Action should be taken. I'm asking you specifically about AIMIM. Don't tell me about passions running high. There is a rule of law in this country, right, Asif? You believe in the rule of law.
Right.
You have to follow the law, right? My question to you is, should AIMIM also act? Simple question.
They've already, the Barrister Asauddin Owaisi has strongly condemned on the slogans in the just now the press conference is going. He clearly mentioned that he doesn't endorse this kind of slogans, and we believe in the democracy, we believe in judicial system, but the government should not work in hand in glove to save this